Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading will be for Donald John Trump's Monday, November 16th. And I'm going to use this is the tarot, but I will also use the Lenormand. But the tarot deck is this one. It's a borderless edition of just a basic old Rider-Waite. And when I get to the Lenormand cards, I'll be using this deck, the Maybe Lenormand, if you're interested in that. Okay, so, excuse me, let me get into his energy again. I did once while I was shuffling, but let's do this again. Okay, so the forces in motion, his challenges, what he's planning, what he's doing, his karma, the law of cause and effect weighing down on him, what his real feelings are, and his future. Oh, hold on, excuse me. Got a tickle in my throat. Okay, so let's see what we have. Ooh, Two of Wands reversed. Well, straight up, with Mars and Aries, it's about going for what you want. It's about feeling that all possibilities are there for you. In fact, you can travel the world. You know, you're solid. You've got that one solid wand behind you, but you want to do something more. So it's kind of the great adventure. When it's reversed, I think that the forces in motion currently in his life is that he can't really travel. He can't really, there's not much of an adventure for him. He's kind of hunkering down. I thought he was planning, to do new rallies, but maybe those things aren't working out for him. Maybe there weren't enough, maybe there weren't enough of his loyal followers to donate to that, campaign fund of his. I do know, now I'm reading this on Friday. You guys always have to do a couple, 3 days ahead because you guys want the reading the day before, it actually happens, and I have to make sure that, it's in there for you guys, because once in a while my internet goes down and then I have a whole day where I can't load anything up. Can't do any uploads. But on this Friday, what popped out this morning from the Washington Post is that more than 130 Secret Service guys or people, officers, they're down with the coronavirus and they're quarantining. They either have it or they're quarantining because they think that they do have it. So, and that's all because of his rallies. So, good job there, dude. His, selfish need to just be out there and getting the attention, and which is what it's more than it's more about the attention that he craves more than anything else. So when the Two of Wands comes through, there is there's less options. When it's straight up, you have the world as options. When it's reversed, you don't. So it could also be a fear of change. It can be bad plans, like there were good plans in place and then they went bad. He's never been known for making good plans. He does have a lack of vision. He does have strategy, definitely. He's been, he and his kids, they're pretty good at strategizing to get the money that they want, but that's not all there is in the world. That's not all there is in life, and they're very, sorely mistaken. So this is just, basically a lack of getting anywhere, lack of progress, travel problems maybe even. Now, his challenge with the Ace of Cups reversed. Okay, so this rules, like all water signs, but you can see when it's straight up that it can be overwhelming emotions, but it can be really good heart-opening emotions. When it's reversed, his emotions are repressed. And I think I got this card for him yesterday or the day before. I know it's been in there recently. So his deeper issue is repressed emotions and, probably feeling pretty emptiness, probably feeling an emptiness and a lack of just fulfillment. Because when it's straight up, there can be a fulfillment in the heart. Or at least you're putting your heart out there to other people. But this could also be that you feel that you're connected in the heart of hearts with everyone. When it's reversed, and of course it's in its challenge position, that's the challenge, is that he's not connected at the heart level. He doesn't come from the heart. So it could be pain, but I think he tends to numb out. So I don't really know if he would be actually feeling the pain, but maybe that's the biggest challenge, is that he just, numbs out and doesn't go into the pain, because that's how you heal it. You don't heal pain by running away from it. Emotional pain anyway. Could also sometimes be, like a breakup or some bad news. And because it's coupled with, this possible travel card or, progress card, I think maybe it's possible that he is, because these two cards are really important for the other ones. They relate to the other 5 cards. It could be that he's starting to accept the bad news that, he didn't win. All right, so what he's planning, with a Knight of Pentacles, well, okay, when it's straight up, it's ruled by Scorpio, and it has to do with, being resourceful and going after things that are practical, and, so everything in the material realm is what the Pentacles are about, money, resources, health, your body, the land, the earth, food, all those good things. But the Knight of Pentacles doesn't go quickly. It kind of plods along. He kind of plods along, or whoever the card's about, they don't move that quickly. So even if this card came through straight up, the message would be, well, it's, kind of slowly plodding along. When it's reversed, it's all about stagnancy. It's not going anywhere. It's not, his planning isn't going anywhere. So that really jives with these 2 cards down here. I get the feeling he's stuck. And he's very unstable. This card can have everything to do with instability, because there's that lack of resources. And then also, what he's doing, I've gotten this card before, and I'm not laughing about the situations, not at all, not ever, but I've gotten this card before with clients when there was that, deadbeat dad kind of thing, and they were trying to decide, like, what should I do? So this can be the card of deadbeats. It could be he's, like, his plans have just been like beating a dead horse because he's not going to win. I mean, he's definitely, I hope he's in acceptance by this day, because we're talking Monday. That's it's a few days off, and he's lost for sure. We know that. But, it's also a card of irresponsibility. Like I said, it can be like the deadbeat parent that doesn't help the other parent support the child or the children. But so I think it's just what he's planning is unstable, and he's stagnant. Let's see what he's doing. Well, he's looking for some ship to come in with the 3 of Wands. You can see up here, it's the Sun in Aries. And if you get these cards and these glyphs are not on the cards, I put these on my cards. I drew these on my cards, so I wrote those in there. So don't be disappointed if you get them in there. Hey, wait a minute. Although there are decks that do, hold on, if I can reach this deck, Ciro Marchetti's Tarot of Dreams. This deck does have it, well, not, the pages don't ever have, But see, Saturn and Libra for the Three of Swords. This deck does have the astrological symbols, the glyphs written, or in the artwork. I just don't. I don't use that deck because not as many people know it, and people are so easily. They can go into the realm of the Rider-Waite easier with it. The artwork it's beautiful. It's truly beautiful, but it's just a little more challenging, I think, and only because we're not as used to it. This deck has been around since, goodness, early 70s, late 60s, somewhere in there, that I know of. Maybe even earlier than that. You guys correct me if anyone knows. But anyway, back to what he's doing. Well, he's just like I said, he's thinking about traveling. He is looking ahead, so maybe he is starting to accept. But then again, the forces that are in motion here with the Two of Wands reverse shows that travel is not going to work out well. But he's doing everything to get it going. He's getting everything he can, he's doing everything he can to like expand, to have some type of happiness in his life, which to him it's just money and attention. So, but he is doing anything he can to be successful. And I did hear on, I was watching Jimmy Fallon last night, but I think it was recorded. Well, I always record, but I think it was from the night before that. Somebody's offered him like $100 million book deal, or a bunch of people offering him book deals that could get him $100 million. So maybe that's what that's about. Okay, the karma that's hanging over him, and Jupiter in Pisces, which is all about bliss and inclusion. The karma, when it comes to this card, has to do with how good are you at sharing? How good are you at making sure that everyone in your family or your community has what they need as best as you can offer to them? Not everyone would be willing or able to receive it, but you can put it out there, because the Nine of Cups is all about fulfillment. It's also oftentimes the card that comes through when there's dysfunction in the family, such as alcoholism. But the fulfillment of the United States of America, that karma is hanging down on him. And don't think all of us are happy. I don't. Do you? I'm not happy with what he did. What are his real feelings with the King of Cups? Well, that's interesting. So this is ruled by Cancer. It's my Joe Biden card. So he's feeling, I think, jealous of Joe Biden. Because there's no way that he's feeling emotionally intelligent. The key words, like if you're trying to learn about this card, it's all about emotional intelligence, because it's somebody who really, really cares. If it's an attorney, and it's the card that rules attorneys, therapists, doctors, nurses, any helping professional, and they could, if it is an attorney, it would be one that's a caring type of attorney, like they would really care if someone was having a hard time and they would really want to help. It would be more than, they would be invested in your situation more than just for the money. So anyway, I think this is Joe Biden, honestly, because he doesn't have those kinds of real feelings. He doesn't care about other people. We know that. So there's no way that this is about him. But he's feeling about, it's something about Joe Biden. Okay. His future, we have the Five of Cups, which is Mars and Scorpio. So that's all about grief and disappointment and loss. So that's his future. Interesting. Okay. So, and then just to dive into a little bit of a mini lesson, if you're new to tarot, so the lesson with this card is to notice that there's this bridge back here, and this is the bridge to your new life. And the lesson is to, like they say, not cry over your spilt milk. You know, you see the river that's here? The river has to do with the river of life and our emotions and our need to, you know, be in touch with our emotions. And sometimes that means that we're grieving and we're at a loss, and that's life. But if this guy were to look up, guy or gal, whoever it is, it's probably a guy, but if you were to look up and turn around and see these two cups that are upright, it would show you that you haven't lost everything. You still have two cups. But just don't pay any attention to those, because it's just something we need to grieve and turn around, walk back over that bridge, and get back to your castle and be happy again. So maybe he'll do that in the future. I don't know. But it does indicate absolutely that, you know, it has to do with being disappointed and maybe even feeling unloved, maybe feeling lonely. Yeah. Okay, well, that needs to happen anyway for him, in order for him to heal. So let me put these aside, get them out of the way, and now we can get to our Lenormand portion. So I'm going to do the same thing, but use a lot more cards, because with the Lenormand, you're stringing you know, words together to form a sentence. They're not like with the tarot. It's like there's, you know, so many meanings and symbols that you can dive right in, and there's like a whole world in each card. With the Lenormand, it's not always that way. It can be when you're learning the meanings. It is good to do that, to dive into all the possibilities, but it's more, you know, like the symbology of the situation. It's a situational deck. Okay, so I'm going to draw 2 cards for each of the 7 positions, but I'm going to do it this way, so I'll show you as we go. Okay, so the forces in motion for him, and bear with me, I'll get them framed up in a moment. Let's see. His challenges. Well, actually, I think I'm going to have plenty of room. Maybe I can just go ahead and do this now, and then it'll save some time. Okay, what he's planning. What's he planning? Oops. Yeah, that kind of goes with that 3 of Wands that we had before. I think that was in that planning position about... Oh, I can't even remember. Oh, well, it's okay. What he's actually doing on this day, on this Monday. Okay. The karma, the law of cause and effect that is hanging down over him, whether he likes it or not. Okay. What are his real feelings? All right. And then the last 2 cards. Let me get these moved over a little bit. I always have more of a glare on this side, so I'm going to try to... These cards are small. I hope you can see them, you guys. If you have trouble seeing, you know, let me know. It's a big pain in the butt to drop the camera down to adjust my tripod and bring it down lower. But I will if we need to. It's just going back and forth between the tarot and these cards. These cards are a lot smaller. Okay, so the last 2 are about his future. Okay. All right, so these 2 cards with the clouds and the ring, the message there is that the forces that are in motion in his life are, notice how it's lighter on this side, so there's more life, and it's like, you know, the clouds may be clearing away. but it's dark on this side, and this side is facing cash flow and money and his assets. And that's his challenge. So just reading these two together this way, we can see that he has cash flow problems, and it's getting worse. It's darkening. It's not lightening up for him. If it would have been the other way around, then it would be a different story, but that's not the case. In fact, he's being watched. His challenges and his obstacles are that he's being watched for the money. Well, there's two meanings here. His cash flow is he has problems with his cash flow, plus he's being watched for the money that's been spent in the past. Because it's always, follow the money with these guys when they're in in the darkness, when they're corrupt. That's how they catch them. They follow the money, and they follow the partnerships. So the forces in motion is that he's had some shady characters, some hidden characters, some hidden, hidden money that has come through, that has gotten him to where he is. It's like, remember that, I don't know if you guys know, but I put a link to, and anybody can find it on YouTube if you don't want to go back to the community section and look for the link that I put, but it's just, you can Google Sheldon Whitehouse, and he did it was during Amy Coney Barrett's hearing. He put out a 15-minute or more, he had charts and big cards, big poster boards, and he had the whole 9 yards on all the dark money pacts, like from, the Heritage Foundation and the Federalist Society. That guy's going to go places. We can watch for him to be a important figure in getting to the truth. So that's what's being watched, those dark money partnerships. And that's the forces, those are the forces that are in motion in Donald Trump's life that are, the most important thing to keep an eye on. And those are his challenges, is that cash flow, where it's come from. Is it from overseas and money laundering? Is like through Deutsche Bank? Is it from Russian oligarchs? Is it from Putin? I mean, Putin rules the oligarchs, so of course. Is it from dark money from Saudi Arabia? Where's all the dark money coming from? And how have they hid it? By putting it through those super PACs, the Citizens United, Heritage Foundations, Federalist Society, all that, all these dark money people that put their money in those super PACs, and then it goes from there to Trump, and it looks like it never looks clean, but it's just undisclosed. We don't know who those people are, and that's why we don't know exactly. That's why he's never released his tax returns, and that's why we don't know exactly who he's completely indebted to, and that matters. His debt is what matters, because that made him, it put him in a position where he is compromised. And those laws need to be changed. We cannot ever let that happen again. So anyway, those are the challenges. I think I've covered those 4 cards really well. This line here is what he's planning. He's planning to go out and travel and, get his ego gratification, because, he thinks he's honorable. And this card, the metal card, is also about clubs. So there's that. He has his loyal followers, so they're like his club. So that's what he's planning. But what he's actually doing, this is a card of really bad fortune. Something's broken and it's shattered, and he's in pain. This is a very painful card, the cross. This is his cross to bear. And so his faith is broken. He's feeling hopeless. And it's not going well for him. That's just, I mean, that's not good for for to have these two cards in the karma, the law of cause, or the law of cause and effect. Is his karma is for him to be broken and shattered, and for his guilt to be brought out into the open, which is what this card is all about. You know, he had this like facade, like if the mirror was whole, he had this facade of, yeah, this is how I am. I'm the great guy. I'm the lion. I'm the, you know, leader of the jungle. But that's all broken. That's broken, and he didn't win the popular vote, nor did he even get anywhere close to what he needed for the electoral college vote. So, goodbye. You know, that's all broken. So... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This isn't the... Hold on. Forces in motion, challenges, obstacles, planning. This is what he's doing. Okay, now this is for karma. So I take that, let me take that back. So this isn't the karma, this is what he's doing. He's breaking his own, it's like he's breaking, inside he's breaking down because of his lack of faith. But he's also breaking what could be his self-responsibility. He's breaking what could make him responsible and whole. And so it's like a broken responsibility, broken promises, broken faith is basically what I want to say about that. Yeah. It could be because it follows the lion card. It could be that he is having a breakdown of, you know, of an ego. And that's good, actually. He needs to do that. He needs to go through a dissolution of his ego so that, you know, at some point a healthy ego could come through. He needs to break through all the fragmented ego consciousness that he has, you know, in his psyche. But I don't see him doing that. I mean, he's never been one to go to therapy, I don't think. Okay, so now let's go to the karma. So with the dog card, these are his loyal followers. And so the karma there is that his followers are stressed out. With the birds, that can be stress and anxiety, and everybody's talking and you know, it's like just too much too fast. And is it true or not? No, it's not true, because we have the cross and we have the scythe and we have the mice and we have, you know, in the Lenormand, when you spread out a bunch of cards, they influence each other. Like one negative card in a line will at least affect the two on either side and the one below. And it can, I mean, because we have one. This card isn't so positive, it's just a big overblown ego, that's all. We have one, this is neutral, but we have 1, 2, 3 negative cards here in a line of 7. So all these negative cards, if you notice them, they're influencing what could be a positive on either side. So this is negative cash flow, broken ego, and his followers are at a loss, and they're stressed out. The mice card is always about loss. And those are his real feelings. He's feeling at a loss, and he's in a dangerous position, and he's feeling like, you know, cutting somebody. He's feeling like he's not happy at all. He might be feeling like removing himself. But he can't, because, you know, he'll go to jail faster. Those lawsuits that are waiting for him on, excuse me, my ankle's itching, that are waiting for him January 20th, those are coming right down on him pretty soon. So he's feeling that. He's finally feeling that. So that's actually good to see. Now, with his future with the pig card, well, the pig's all about abundance and prosperity. And because the mountain card is there with it, it's an obstacle. It's blocked. So his prosperity is blocked. And this is a dangerous obstacle for him, anyway, because he's out of luck. I mean, his winning streak, his Teflon Don days are over. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, so that's all I have for him. Let me grab this other deck really quick. So this is the Animal Spirit Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Cards are big. It's a nice deck, but they won't shuffle right. If you buy this deck, you have to end up buying some fanning powder and getting them shuffleable, is that a word? Able to be shuffled. So if anybody has this deck and they've never been able to shuffle it, send me an email and I'll tell you how I fixed it. It's a job, but they are beautiful cards. So let's see, what do we need to know? So 3 cards quickly. What is it that we need to know to get through these times? Maybe even just to get through this week with him. Life is a mystery. Okay, so that shows me that we're not going to get all the answers we want this week about him, probably, or about the political situation. But we can start seeing clearly. We can see clearly now. Absolutely, with the owl spirit. That's the message there. And then vulture. Nothing is wasted. Wow, okay, that's actually really good news, because how many of us have been feeling like we've been held hostage for the last 4 years, or actually maybe even since the end of 2015, when he announced his bid to run, and we were in that like, oh my God, no, oh no. Anyway, the message here is that nothing's been wasted. That this is something that we all needed to go through. It might be a mystery as to all the reasons why, but what I think is that the corruption needed to be exposed. It was always there. Corruption doesn't work that way, that like, oh, it was all clean and now it's corrupted. No, corrupt people, whatever's that tendency to be corrupt and to cheat life, which you can't cheat life. Sooner or later it catches up with you. And all of his life, he has been a cheat. Well, now it's finally caught up with him, but he always was a cheat before. That's the thing is, don't be afraid that now things are just gonna go to hell in the handbasket, or now we don't even get a handbasket. Don't think that way, because just know that the corruption was always there, and now it's being cleared out. We can see the corruption for the fact that it was always there. It can't be hidden anymore, which is beautiful, because it's like that Carl Jung quote that you need to make the unconscious conscious, and until you do that, it will create your life, it will direct your life, and then you'll call it fate. Well, he needs to get in touch with that, and we all need to know that truth. So it's about making whatever darkness underneath that lack of consciousness, that lack of awareness of corruption that was underneath, bringing it all up to the light. You have to turn on the lights before you can clean anything up. And then know that it might seem like a mystery, but now the lights are all on and we can see really clearly. And all of this time won't be wasted, because later on, we're going to have new laws. We need to keep on, everybody. Eric Swalwell, where's my notes? Oh, hold on. Yeah. Eric Swalwell calls for a presidential crimes commission. So hold on to that. And not only that, there's all types of, there's a big committee for lowering the presidential powers. So that's already together, and it's just waiting to be put in place. Biden better sign that. I think he would. And then everything's going to be changed. Laws are going to be changed so that there's no more this honor system, for these people in power. They need to have psychological testing. They need to be vetted with, financially. There are just so many laws that need to be in place. And that's going to happen so that nothing can be wasted. So good, excellent. I don't like vultures, but just go with the message on the card. Nothing is wasted. Okay. All right, you guys. Okay, so I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll be back though for Tuesdays, and meanwhile, take good care. Bye.